What do you think the challenge is that women are having, black women in particular, when it comes to becoming a wife?
Keeping it 100,
Yes.
There's not enough eligible black males who fit the needs of black women. By the time you dissect the demographics of finances, sexual orientation, what you end up drilling down into, because black women tend to want to marry black men.
Right.
So black women are excelling. They're getting accelerated degrees, graduate degrees, doctorate degrees. They're starting businesses. Black women are running circles around men.
All right, guys, so I was recently on my Instagram checking through my DMs, and a subscriber sent me over a very interesting video of a discussion between Rebecca Lynn Pope and Kendra G, both media personalities. If you're not familiar with them, you'll be familiar with them by the end of this video. Now, Rebecca Lynn Pope went viral a few years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, because she was a dating coach that uploaded a video that got way over 1 million views detailing why exactly she will no longer be a dating coach because of the unrealistic standards and expectations that the modern woman today places on the modern or average man. Now, seems as though she's done a complete 180 as of recent, and we'll dive into why I think that might be the case. But then also, I want this video to serve as an information point, because I did a lot of research and pulling all this stuff together, because the way that they talk about that there's not enough men within America, black men in America, for black women is abhorrent. And it needs to have further context, further data, further statistics and facts placed into this argument, because I am tired of this conversation. I am absolutely tired of it. For decades, black women have said these just purely incorrect things. So we must stop it today. So let this information, or let this video, serve as an information source. Share with your friends, share with your family, so that they have a one-stop shop into this information. So without further ado,
What do you think the challenge is that women are having, black women in particular, when it comes to becoming a wife?
Keeping it 100,
Yes.
There's not enough eligible black males who fit the needs of black women.
now do understand this is a channel that's based in fact over feelings, so we're gonna go over some facts right now. This is not made to upset anybody, but this is the reality of the current situation. So buckle up. So you say that there's not enough men to meet the needs of black women. And 3 to 4 years ago, Rebecca Lynn Pope might have said something to the effect of, well,
but your standards are standardizing you right out of the game. Everybody else is getting married. Everybody else is having babies. But you steady like, oh, I'm not settling. I'm not going to settle. I know what I deserve. I'm not going to settle. But in the meantime, boo, you're not even half the things that you have on your list as requirements for a man. You're not even half those things. But you want that in a man.
let's just focus on today, okay? Because I really think that the needs of a materialistic and a capitalistic society need to be put into question, because I see far too many women who make $40,000 per year that are unwilling to accept a man making anything under $100,000 per year. But here are some facts. In the United States, there's 700,000 black women that make goose egg, $0 per year. 200 more thousand of them make only $20,000 per year. Well, why don't those women marry the 1.3 million men that make between $20,000 and $50,000? This is what happens when men build the world and you create so much of a first world society, and everyone's free to have the choices and the options in a capitalistic society. And when media continues to purport that an average man still isn't good enough, then you begin to create a culture of women displaying unrealistic standards for where they currently are at in life. Then you get a society of women that want and want and want without a truthful examination internally to understand of the things that they want out of a man. What type of man do they actually amount up to? Now, can a woman who's maybe making no money or, making something like $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 per year secure married to a high value dude? Yes, absolutely. But those are the far outliers. Why? Because generally those type of women don't know those type of men. They're not in the same social circles and they don't know how to treat those types of men. And they've had the media feed them with bullshit of what they should be like. And none of that amounts up to them being marriageable women. But you know what it does amount up to? Being a consumer. So is it safe to say that these same black women that they are talking about have unrealistic, unreasonable needs within their life as well? With all of the purchases of weaves, nails, expensive tables at restaurants, designer clothing, foreign cars. I think that it's fair to put purchases like these up for critique, especially when most men don't care about any of those things to begin with.
By the time you dissect the demographics of finances, sexual orientation, what you end up drilling down into, because black women tend to want to marry black men.
Right.
So black women are excelling. They're getting accelerated degrees, graduate degrees, doctorate degrees. They're starting businesses. Black women are running circles around men.
Right.
There are currently a little over 1 million black women walking around with a bachelor's degree today, in comparison to a little bit over 650,000 black men with bachelor's degrees as well. So that's almost double, which is a significant number in its own right. But the amount of black women and black men walking around making $50,000 to $100,000 per year is about equal. Now, in the six-figure income bracket between black men and black women, there's actually more black men making over 6 figures per year at about 90,000 walking around the United States today, in comparison to 80,000 black women making 6 figures or more. So to sum all that up, what does it mean? You can continue to lead and talk about that black women are making so many more strides over black men, and you could use education as something, but if you're not using that education to make more money, then what is it good for? Your college degree is a flip. It's a flip to maximize your earning potential. The degree doesn't matter if you then translate that into more money. But see, here's the thing. There's modern black women with bachelor's degrees that would never date a blue collar guy just because he is blue collar. And y'all can continue to disrespect the men on this world that make the earth spin round and round. But I refuse to have these delusional conversations continue to still happen in 2022 today, the same way that y'all have done for the past several decades, which have allowed these women to think because I have a degree, I'm better than these men. Because while black women are more educated than black men, on average, are not making more money. And the last thing that a marriage-minded man needs is to incur her loan bill as well. And the average black woman is walking around today with almost $40,000 in debt.
And it's also shown in research that women want to marry on their same level of financial and educational status.
Yeah.
So if you're a black woman making $150,000 a year with a master's degree, you tend to want to marry a black man on that same level or higher. If black women are excelling at such an accelerated rate.
Accelerating right into a wall. Guys, I just don't understand this, because we know that 80,000 black women in America make 6 figures or more, right? But we also know that 90K, right? It's a 10K increase of black men make 6 figures or more. So often we hear that men just don't have what black women need. And black women continue to be the loudest, the proudest, the strongest when it comes to being independent, career-driven people. And outside of the typical pandering thing in order to make women unaccountable and place it on the man. And I mean, I get it at the end of the day, because women are spending 75 cents on the dollar as compared to men. So from a media perspective, in order to hold up the genjutsu that they have black women in, I get it, okay? But see, it doesn't set up any more strong families going into the future, and it's in fact creating more single ass aunties because y'all constructed this delusional perimeter about what they should expect. So next time that y'all sit down for a conversation, I have some questions that I think that you guys should be able to tee up. Why really is it that black women have such unrealistic expectations? Why is it that they need so much? Why do they need so much hair, so much house, so much cars, so much nails, and all this other stuff that doesn't lead to a happy life and or existence? Because without all of that stuff, they'd be able to consider an average guy for marriage. Why is it that these modern women today take on the toxicity of these modern day media outlets or these toxic rappers and recite their lyrics like it's a part of their religion, talking about what is it that they deserve from men? Are black women in aggregate even marriageable to begin with? Do they make good wives? Do they know how to bring a man peace? Do they understand femininity? Or are they more of a liability that provides whop? Or why is it that prior to third wave feminism and the sexual revolution that black women were the most married, even during slavery and a racially segregated America? These are the questions that I think will continue to challenge your audience, but is really challenge what you want to do. Or is it to continue the old tried and true method of placing blame on others to remove accountability for them in general? Guys, that's why I'm gonna leave this video here today. This one's gonna go parabolic, most likely. So leave your comments down below. If you don't agree with things that I said, leave it down below. If you agree with the things I said, leave it down below, and also leave a timestamp so I know exactly what it is that you are talking about. Listen, at the end of the day, these are tough conversations to have, and I think it's so tough because there hasn't been these types of conversations digitally in ever, or our history. But if you look at the marriage rate today, which is in complete disarray, specifically to the black community, it's all communities, it looks like shit, but especially in the black community, then you have to ask the most difficult questions to solve not a component of the problem, but the whole problem. Okay? If I walk into the doctor's office with a broken bone and they give it a Band-Aid, is that gonna solve it? Or do they need to set the bone? We are at the place of a broken bone, a compact fracture. So it takes these difficult conversations to officially heal the trauma. Questions, comments, concerns? Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews at gmail.com. Leave them down below. Let's have a conversation. Until next time, YouTube. Peace.